Hello and welcome to Focus on Liberia. Welcome and welcome to today's special anniversary broadcast of Focus on Liberia. We have some of our staff, should say, all seated for this Focus on Liberia fourth anniversary broadcast. Welcome again. Is Focus on Liberia fourth anniversary broadcast. I will now bring in Miss Jackie Saya. Jackie, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, Anthony, and happy birthday. Congratulations to Focus on Liberia. And I would like to say that thank you for informing the debate, for bringing information that is sorely needed. And as the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights states, everyone has the right to freedom of opinion and expression. And this right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek, receive, and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. So it is not difficult to get information. We live in an information infested world. Turn on your telephone, television, radio, or any other social device, and someone somewhere is trying to inform you about what they believe or what they would like you to believe or know. The quest for information is a real one. Who owns the information? What is the agenda? Who apportioned this information and how believable is this knowledge? There is no information gap. What we need is even-handed fact-based reporting because past loyalties and post-hidden agendas can be quite biased. The Vice script, Faces of Liberia's Literary Development, the facts about extreme poverty in Liberia, sexual and gender-based discrimination, the police in democratic governance, truth and reconciliation, revenue generation in Liberia, the notorious Bele Yala, and the list goes on, are all topics discussed on Focus on Liberia. Focus on Liberia is now 4 years old. We congratulate Mr. Dennis Jar and the team and all those who have worked and continue to work in furthering fact-based information. We ask you to join us today as we celebrate 4 years, and we ask you to continue to support Focus on Liberia with funds, support, suggestions, and critiques. Congratulations again to Focus on Liberia. Please continue to educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia, and we wish you many more years. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Miss Jackie Saya. Again, folks, we are into the fourth anniversary celebration of Focus on Liberia, and we are happy that you have joined us to be part of this very important program. You know, Jackie couldn't have said it better. We cover all topics that are about educating, elevating, and promoting all things Liberia. In a special way, we want to recognize our boss man here, to put it in the Liberian terms, Dennis Baku Kenjuja. Some of you don't know that name. I'm privileged to know that name. Who, with other members of our staff here, started this network that is reaching, covering all others topics and areas that have to do with our country, and we are happy to be part of this. At this time, we will take a short break. When we come back, Mr. Deneja will give us a brief history of Focus on Liberia. Please stay tuned and don't go anywhere.
At Focus on Liberia, we discuss everything Liberia, from education to politics, arts and culture, entertainment, agriculture, history, religion, family, and technology. Focus on Liberia uncovers and showcases the best of Liberia and shows the world the truth about Liberia. We educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. We conduct interviews, panel discussions, debates, and more. Tune in to Focus on Liberia on Facebook and YouTube and be a part of the stories that make up the news.
This is Focus on Liberia, and I am Dennis Jar.
And surely he is Dennis Jar, and Dennis Jar will give us a brief history of Focus on Liberia. Mr. Jar.
Thank you, and Sony. I want to say thank you to all of you and those who are watching. Again, I want to say congratulations. Focus on Liberia for being here for 4 years. I want to thank all of you here. And first, when you said boss man, I was looking at Prof. And so that
because you got on glasses, and you too have. Anyway, let's go ahead.
all right. So I want to congratulate all of you for being here for 4 years. In this age of fake news and the bombardment of our airwaves by 24/7 news cycle, it is very important that what you consume at this time make who you are. What is it that interests you? What is it that you listen to? What is it that is occupying your time? And how do we, in this 24/7 news cycle, be able to prioritize and see what is the best news channel or the information that we need to consume for that day? Liberia being a country almost 200 years this year now, we're going to be 200 years old next year. It is important that the news of Liberia be out there and who truly we are as a people. Most of the time when we hear of Liberia, what we consume or what other people know about us is just snippets of who we are as a people. Sometimes it's not even mentioned. Liberia is a country, founded by free slaves. That one thing you hear. Liberia is a country that was involved in civil war, the most brutal. That's another thing you hear. Ebola and the rest of it. But who are we as Liberians? Can we be compared to other nations on this earth? Or should we be identified by those tragic events that attended our history? What is being reported in the news about Liberia, even among Liberians? What is making the news cycle? We found out that these things, sometimes negative news, were consuming us, and people who did not know about Liberia, when they hear about Liberia, they have 3 or 4 things that they want to think about. Oh, you have the first female president. We, at a time, decided that this Liberia is more than this. How can we reintroduce Liberia to the rest of the world? How can we discuss those topics that are very pertinent to our survival as a nation? How do we educate people? How do we elevate the conversation so that it is not just one-sided? With those in mind, a group of us living right here in Metro Atlanta decided to come together. And this came as a result when I first, with my group, the Atia Solution, published a book called The Foundational World of Liberia. And in this book, and thanks to Professor K. Moses Nabit, the relationship with Prof started very long ago. Prof was very instrumental in guiding me and proofreading this book. In fact, he wrote the foreword of this book. This was reintroducing. We see our foundational documents. We see our Declaration of Independence, which when we made a survey, not many people knew about it. Okay, people saw, they knew about the Constitution. Did we have a first Constitution, a second Constitution? Those documents that we consider foundational to the founding of the country were not something that were being spoken about amongst Liberians. How do you support the mission and vision of a country if you are not aware of them? So the mission and vision, those documents being like the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, and other foundational documents of the country were not, if we don't know them, it will be very hard for us to take Liberia as our country and promote it. So with all these things coming together, we decided to have an alternate media network that will propagate the good news about Liberia, so that we don't only discuss war, we don't only discuss politics, we don't only discuss those things that are obvious, but we go underneath to discuss other things: education, agriculture, science, technology, and all the 9 yards. So Focus on Liberia was started in the year 2017, just before the Liberian elections, the 2017 elections, with the core value of educating, elevating, and promoting all things Liberia. Since then, we have operated, we have had interviews, we have had different shows and programming that will elevate the discussion, such as something like chemistry and society. We have the literary hour. We've had interviews, the hour of politics, the Labyrinth Dream, things that will broaden the scope of the conversation. This is what we've all been about. And for 3 years, we have gone through from people supporting us in the background, people being in the forefront, people that are supportive, people that are contributors, people that just call to say, thank you for what you do. And so for the last 4 years, this is what we've been doing. We've moved through from those who are on the media landscape. You will see that this company has grown from being something started by 3 or 4 persons to covering over a dozen of individuals with other contributors. And I'm proud of the work that we have done. I'm proud of the team that we have assembled. I am proud of those who far and near continue to call and be some in one way or the other a supporting cast to what we continue to do here. And I'm also proud of the audience that continue to listen to us, to continue to critique us, and continue to tell us, sometimes even support us with money, with prayers, with other resources. So on behalf of all of us here, I want to say congratulations, Focus on Liberia, 4 years, and we're going strong. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks for supporting us.
Thank you, Mr. Dennis, for that brief but detailed and concise history of Focus on Liberia. I think it has given our audience a little better understanding of the journey that started some 4 years ago. The next segment we're going to go into is the programs that we have here at Focus on Liberia, and also the individuals who play a major role in bringing those programs to you, our audience. That is what we're going to go into next. But before we do that, again, we will take a second break. Stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. This is the continuation of Focus on Liberia 4th anniversary celebration. So we here at Focus on Liberia have multiple programs that we have designed in our effort to promoting, educating, and elevating everything Liberia. And there are individuals, like I said earlier, who are involved with bringing you these programs. So we'll need those programs and also recognize the individuals who have been involved with bringing you these programs. I will start with a program we call here On Point. On Point is a program that was designed to bring 2 individuals who disagree or have different opinion on merely issue of politics. It can also be history or anything they have 2 different opinions on, to come and discuss and disagree, but in a very responsible manner, so that the audience, our listeners, can get the sides of the issue that those 2 individuals disagree on, hoping that after listening to the 2 persons disagreeing on the issue, they will have a better and informed understanding of why this person disagree and why the other person disagree as well, and putting them in a better position to get a concise understanding of whatever issue that might be obtaining either in the news, wherever. So that program is called On Point, and this program started with Mr. Jerome Gilman and Mr. Edward Doe. And then at some point, Mr. Edward Doe, he got so busy, and so he could not continue. And then we have Mr. George Cannon-Tule. So right now, as we speak, the program On Point is being hosted by Mr. Jerome Gilman and Mr. George Cannon-Tule, who happen to be his co-host. They come at it, they disagree all the time, They barely agree on anything, and is giving our audience two sides of the issues that they bring on that particular program. Dennis, anything you have to share on point?
I just want to mention that we have a lot of programs here at Focus on Liberia, but we have our core. What is our core here? We say we want to educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. So people come to us, and we also reach out to people to start a show. But one of the criteria that this show is supposed to meet is, how does it educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia? If you meet those criteria, we allow the show. So On Point is one of those, again, that is elevating, educating, and promoting. We elevate the discussion because there is a lot going on the internet in this area of 24/7 news cycle. But before we continue, we want to also just allow at this time Prof. K. Moses Namwe to just say a word or two before we proceed with the rest of the show lineup. Prof, I know your time will come, but just to say something before we go further.
I see. Thank you, Brother Jah, for giving this space for us. Thank you, Brother Sear, and my boss lady, Ms. Jackie Sayer. This program, or I would say this platform, is one of the rare things that I hope in the future people will look back on and thank you all for the creative minds that you all have. I know when my time comes, I'll just say thank you, but right now, quickly, you want to keep about 5 C's in mind. C as in ABC. There is a point at which we celebrate this creativity of this platform. We also want to think about the sense of collaboration that's been going on, which even goes to the point of talking about the sense of community that you all are establishing here. I always hope and pray that you will continue to work within that context. That is why also I want to talk about the need for you to always be circumspect, to think through what you are doing. There is one thing to create a program or to create a platform, but there's another thing that loses the purpose of what you are doing. So you carry the sense of purpose, and that is very much important. So again, in the 4 years that you all have come so far, thank God for the creativity you are showing. Thank God for the connectivity you are showing. Thank God for the collaboration. Thank God for the sense of community you are creating. And I hope that you continue to be circumspect, always thinking through what you are doing. It is one thing to have a big dream, yet it is one thing to understand that going with certain limits will provide the kind of substance that will have a major drive that will also bring people every now and then in your corner. Thank you very much again, and congratulations on the 4th anniversary.
Thank you so very much, Prof. Moses Namwe. Great observation there: creativity, connectivity, collaboration, community, and circumspect. The C's. Let me progress. Another program we have here at Focus on Liberia is called Round Table Africa. Liberia, we always say, is one of the oldest African republic. And then it knows the history as well as Prof. and Jackie. That is not my area of strength anyway. But I know that Liberia was that beacon of hope in terms of, fighting for independence sometime in Africa, especially in West Africa. And so coming to this time, nations have all gotten independence. Liberia played a key role in the independence of many African countries, so to speak. We want Liberia to be, a part and parcel of the African narrative. And that is why we created the program Roundtable Africa. Our goal here for this program is to discuss not only Liberia, but the issues affecting Africa, youth, women issue, every issue, politics, economics, technology, everything. We want to use the platform to bring Africans from all walks of life, whether you are here in the diaspora or wherever you are, to come and discuss the issue of Africa and how we can form an African agenda in terms of how we see Africa and how we can develop Africa and for Africans. So Roundtable Africa is being hosted by two of our young staffs here, Sekou Kele, who is the host, and also Edward Amara. Edward is based in Freetown, Sierra Leone. He is actually our West African correspondent. Those of you who follow us, you saw recently when this issue of coup d'etat happened in Guinea, we had a show here, and it was a blessing to many people who really wanted to know what was obtaining in Guinea. Dennis, that right. Is Roundtable there.
And Roundtable Africa, as we said, Liberia, we remember from history that when most of Africa was under the powers of colonialism, Liberia was the champion. In fact, Liberia opened its university, and that's why today Liberians can talk, right? Because we wanted to do law. We wanted to be in the social sciences so we can plead for the rest of Africa still under bondage. So we cannot lose sight of that role, maybe because of prevailing circumstances. So we still want to keep that African dialogue, African conversation, and let Liberia take the lead. So using that, we have even reached out. We have had other programs bringing other Africans. We have had shows where we interview people from all parts of Africa. We have from Uganda, from Sierra Leone, from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Ghana, and the rest of the countries in Africa. And in so doing, we have reached out. We have become that bridge or that forerunner once again. And the goal here is to be able to form this African immigrant bloc right here in America that people will run to us to want our vote. And so that is working out so well. And I'm proud of the two young men who are the hosts and co-hosts of Roundtable Africa. Again, when people hear the name Focus on Liberia, they say, oh, why? I mean, you say Liberia, but oh yes, we can be focused on Liberia and still cover the world. What's about BBC? It's just for British, but they still cover, and you go there and you listen to them and you all tune in. So we can be focused on Liberia and still cover the entire world.
The next program here is called The Literary Hour. The Literary Hour is hosted by Jackie Saya and Professor K. Moses Namwe, and you see the two of them here with us. They will give us a better understanding of what the Literary Hour is all about. And so I will go ahead.
Anthony, before I just want to reintroduce both I co-host scholar Jackie Saya, a Fulbright scholar if you don't know, and Prof. K. Moses Namwe. The two have been like mentors to us, inspiration. I mean, they read. I thought I love book business, but they make me look like a dwarf when it comes to anything that have to do with book. And we are very proud that they have accepted to be with us. And not only as hosts, as mentor, as guardian, as a supporting cast, but also as members of our board of advisors to help us when we are going off track. Because sometimes we get in golf, and when you see Prof, he comes on the show and he's not talking, then you know that either you are late or you didn't send him the thing that you have sent him 1 week ago. So, and that's why he's looking at you like that. And then when you say, oh, Prof, yeah, Jackie, then you know that something is not too right. But I'm so happy that the two of them are with us, and they are hosting the Literary Hour. That on the surface, if you see on Friday, you see them as hosts and co-hosts of the Literary Hour, but they are doing much, much more in the background.
Jackie?
Okay. So thank you so much, both of you. Thank you, and happy birthdays again. So the literary hour evolved when Dennis asked me to give a talk on the evolution of Liberian literature. And from there, we just started to discuss, and we found out that not a lot of people knew about Liberian literature, and not a lot of people know about the interconnectedness of history and literature. So, of course, the next inevitable step was to bring in our professor. So both Dennis and I have a professor in common, Professor K. Moses Nangbe, who taught me at the University of Liberia and also taught Dennis. So Professor K. Moses Nangbe graciously agreed to come on the show. A lot of people who come on the show think that I'm interviewing him. In a way, I am, but it is more of a discussion. So now we have the literary hour, and the literary hour, um, like Dennis said, we discuss all things Liberia and Liberian, but we also bring in other books, other foundational works that we feel you should know or you must know in order to understand the discussion. So I'll turn it over to Prof. Nangbe now, who would give us a few words.
No, I mean, Jackie, you all have said it all. You know, I always say that this thing, at some point, some labels have to go there, but because of the way you all work, you do me proud and you do Liberia proud. You are engaging. Sometimes you don't accept things on a face value and whatever, which is very much important in the context of conversation, because as you know, our program is more of conversation. You also get to the point of doing the background work, which is also very much important in terms of bringing out, being at Cornell and what have you. You have access to a number of sources and what have you, and your resources help enrich the program we have, which is the Literary Hour. So I'm proud of you all, and this is not one of those diplomatic flying statements and what have you. Indeed, you are doing a lot of work, and Liberia ought to be proud of you. And let us keep in mind that we are just starting. We are just 4 years. I'm sure there are more years to come, and let us all keep it together. Knowing what we do and why we do what we do is very much important. That's where the sense of purpose, the sense of circumspection and all that come into the picture too. We are happy to be part of a very young and vibrant piece of creativity that people, I'm sure, many people look forward to. So let us keep it that way, and even a kind of strive as much as possible to enhance. Sometimes some people will get complacent when we get the first accolades. We think that that's all to it, but let us never remain tired. Let us keep working very hard, and over time, I'm sure many people will kind of respect this program, and that is what our dream and our hope will remain. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. And while doing this, we have someone come in that I want to introduce shortly before we move ahead. And I have known this guy for almost 50 years now. We have worked together. We have published 2 books together as author and co-author. The first one being The Notebook of a Warrior, and which is a fictional account of our wartime experience. We also published a novel, folklores, after long silence, after a long night, right? And so there are a lot of things that we've written together, unpublished, still in copybooks, and we got so busy. And so I want to welcome Mr. Dave Jah. He's my big brother. We have worked together so much. We talk every day, and people sometimes see what I do here and anywhere, but I'll tell you that there is nothing that I put out there without being first analyzed or suggested or talked about with Dave. And we've done this so much until our significant others, they give up on us now that we'll talk for 2-3 hours. Like, it's every day. And so even when we are in any organization, they tell me, okay, Dave or Dennis, you can be the secretary. The places that we have people that we associate with, they don't distinguish us. And so doing this focus on Liberia, Dave has been in the beginning. He's been in the background. He's the one I consider my mentor first. From the time, sometime or I sometime or resist because I say, my man, you've been controlling me too much now. So I'm because we are three brothers. So he's the oldest. We have Jenkins second, and then I'm last. So from the time we were like 3-4 years old, we slept in the same bed, we ate in the same bowl, and we took bath in the same bucket for almost 30 years. You know, in Focus on Liberia, I'm proud to say he's one of our board of advisors along with Prof and Jackie. And Dave, thank you so much for your work, and thank you for being the big brother that anybody will want and being the mentor that anyone would desire. Thank you and welcome again. Thank you for your support here at Focus on Liberia.
Thank you so much, Dennis, and thanks, Professor Nawe, Professor Jackie Sayer. Well, she's shaking her head. She's and my great political bulldog, Asoni. I'm delighted and I'm privileged to be, amongst all these great people. And thank you for the for the introduction. And that is quite true. We've come a long way, and sometimes you look back and you think and reflect, like, do I deserve to be here? What has happened? Starting from a village, in the remotest part of Sino County, starting from there and coming across the oceans and traveling across West Africa, trying to just eke a kind of a living, regardless of the circumstances, traveling across borders with only maybe $5 in your pocket and just depending on fate at some point where we have to mimic certain characteristics, practice some religious rituals so that you can cross the border. So it must be something quite special, and it's something divine. So we thank God for all of that. And Focus on Liberia has come a long way. 4 years, that's remarkable. Some institutions did not survive that. So despite the challenges, you've been able to overcome a lot of obstacles. And Sunny and myself, we were having a discussion, and I mean, just a brief talk, and I said, part of the reason why a lot of negativity is about Africa, it's not because Africa is poor, not because the people are poor, and it's also not because Africa has corruption, it has ineptitude, it has inequities. Yes, they do exist, but I think why Africa's problems have been so profound, well publicized, is that Africa does not control its own narrative. Our people don't speak for themselves. And if you control your own story, you can frame it the way you want to. If you control your own narrative, you can sell the aspects of your life that you want the world to know. And there have been significant accomplishments for our people from the village level to the city level. But those things have never been publicized. And that, for Africa to recover from that, is going to take years. It's going to be very difficult for us to sell our own story. So when young men and women gather and decide that they want to tell a story about themselves, about their own people, about their country, that should be taken seriously. Because at that point, you control your story. You will have to tell it the way you want to. And you can project the kind of image that you want others to embrace. And that's what's focus on Liberia has chosen to do. So this is not a small thing that you are doing. It's going to be historic. You are making a mark. You are selling an image that you want others to know about you, about the country you represent, and the people that you represent. So, and doing that for 4 years is remarkable. So, thank you very much. Um, I appreciate the work that is being done. And as Professor Nawi said, there's no room for complacency. Don't take advantage of the accolades and think that you are going to relax. The best you can do is to continue to aim to the sky and even beyond it. So, and so it's my encouragement that you continue sell the story, sell the image of yourself, of your people, of your country, and let us now be the tellers of our own story. Thank you very much, and also our community. We need to begin to embrace each other, give the little support that we can for one another. You know, if a brother is selling something, maybe if it's not of the best quality, but if you chip in, it will help that person to improve the quality of that as well. So I think we need to begin that. We as Liberians and even as Africans need to begin to promote one another and elevate one another and seek the best interest of us all. I think with that, we can build a more vibrant and a better society. So thank you again and happy fourth anniversary. Focus on Liberia. Continue to do what you do, and may God richly continue to bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dave. I am happy to be a small brother to you through Dennis. And I know usually we're on the phone and I learn a lot from you. And you are right. All you said is what Focus on Liberia goals capture to educate, to elevate, and promote everything Liberia. We have to tell the story. We have to do the branding. We can't allow people. And during that conversation, you told me if somebody from the Western world went to a village where maybe 3 students or 4 students attending, that person will rather tell a story to capture the child who is now wearing slipper. But the other 3 children that may be wearing slipper, that will not be the focus. But if you telling the story, maybe you will tell it in a balanced way. And that's why I Focus on Liberia seeks to do. Let's continue with our programming here. FOL Marketplace. FOL Marketplace is one of our programs here. Their program is all about business, economics. Some people use big word, entrepreneurship. That should be the engine. Business, entrepreneurship, economics should be the engine of any country and its people for them to actually survive. Because that's where the money comes from. That's the moving of money, the growth, and all that. So we have business. FOL Marketplace, which is our business and economic forum. This program actually is being hosted by William Thomas Bernard King, but he has been on a vacation for almost 3 months now, but he is the host of FOL Marketplace. So in his absence, Dennis have been trying to chip in until he returns. And for FOL Marketplace, we have had a lot of people coming, people from the business world, people from the economic cycle, to provide understanding on issue of economics, business, and also entrepreneurship. Dennis?
And we are happy to also say that a lot of people support this. There are a few that call and say, I'm coming, I'm watching only for this program. Some, at one point, we got a donation of $100 to help. I'm donating this in the name of FOL Marketplace to help the entire platform. So we've had Mr. Alice Chuchu Jones, who have helped being one of the regulars. Mr. Dr. George Gumpu has also come on several times to be a part of it. We have had Ansu Dualu, Willie. We've had also Gabriel, Carter, and Alex Coffey. All of them have been coming around, being very sometimes host a series and chip in to keep this program going because that's their expertise. And from personal finance to budgeting to current issues, the central bank, the financial institutions, all here and focus on Liberia FOL marketplace. And we are proud of the work that they're doing.
Another program we have here is called the Hour of Politics, and that is the one that I host. The Hour of Politics should be or is the program for the real politics or the day-to-day politics of Liberia. And during the Hour of Politics, we invite guests that I usually quiz. And if we don't have guests, sometimes I do a commentary on any political development. I do analysis. My skills are very rough. I am my own critic. So I wish people could criticize me. It will actually make me to grow. When I started that, I was afraid. I didn't want people to see my limitation. And somehow then it snatched me together. And the first day was chaos. I didn't like, what I saw that day. But then they say you can't stop now. People will laugh at you more because they saw you already. And so I enjoy it, and maybe some of you see that I can be laughing. So that's the Hour of Politics, to talk about the day-to-day politics, the hard-button politics, and this is all I try to do, doing the commentary, doing the analysis, asking guests, questions about the politics of the day.
And on Hour of Politics, I wouldn't be, Anthony has been a very, I don't know what word to use to describe the addition, it's like getting Asuni on board. When I first met Asuni, he was interviewed by me on a show. That was when he was in DC. He went on a program to demonstrate against the Liberian government. He was this firebrand political guy. And when we interviewed him, there was some connection there. I found something. And then later on, he started having interest. And he wanted to do his show, The Hour of Politics. And before you do that, we sign contract, and go through all the work. We have a very strong, our guest relations manager, Stephanie Setro, who prepare our contracts and legal minded. And we went through all the things. And whatever we put in front of him, he will sign it. He said, really, I'm coming to stay. I'm not coming for any other thing. And so when he started, in other words, I'm proud of the work he's done. I think I was fortunate to have someone like him come on board to assist. And correctly, as he said, his thing was most of the things that he was doing, he was working in the background. He was working in the background, and other people will get the credit. And I saw myself in him because I have done that for years, and I told him, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. And throughout, he has been such a remarkable person. He's his own critic. And sometime, the first time he came, and I will let everybody know that he liked my style and he wanted to be, the way I do it. The first time I interviewed him, he said, I was shouting, I was very animated, and I like how you were very relaxed. I said, that's me, and that's you. And since then, what we've tried to do here is to take who he is and sharpen that, because that's the big contrast. So when he's shouting, when he's screaming and jumping all over the place, and I'm relaxed, that's a good, combination. And that has been working so well for us. And I've gotten a lot of, people call me and say, where you got that guy from? They like, especially when it is, the Hour of Politics is unlike other political shows where people just opinionate. Anthony is able to go to the history and look at all sides of the issue, not only the side that he supports. And this is something, it's been a learning curve for him to be able to look at both sides, even though he doesn't, we have our own personal biases, but he's still able to look at that side of it and bring up the other side of the argument and the other side, and he's able to provide that
to our audience. And so far, so good. People love it. Thank you, Anthony, for the Hour of Politics.
So that's the Hour of Politics. Another program we have here is Primetime Sunday. Those of you who have been watching CNN, there's a guy who was on CNN called Larry King. So the Primetime Sunday is our Larry King kind of show where Dennis will sit with a guest, and ask the guest question on a particular topic or anything that is happening. In a way that they go in depth, but it's relaxed, and it's a little bit laid back, but the questions are biting, for the person to be able to answer the questions so that people or listeners understand what is going on. So that is Primetime Sunday. Is one of our prime time show. It comes on every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We believe by that time everybody have come from church, some people have come from work. They want to relax and get to know what is happening in Liberia. And Primetime Sunday is that show for you to listen to if you want to be relaxed while you're eating your popcorn or drinking that bottle of beer, and get to know what is happening free of charge. Focus on Liberia, it's not charging you.
And the last show we had on Primetime Sunday is about device script. So that should tell you the kind of programs that we have. Device script. We discuss stories like Bella Yala, the Liberian ethnic group. So the history and culture of the Liberian ethnic group. I remember the first time we hosted Prof. Nambi was the history and culture of the Kru ethnic group. We have had the history and culture of Loma ethnic group. Dr. Manikba, I always when we had that show. Yeah, Dr. Malakba, when we had that show, he said 3 years ago, we had this show. He said, not a month passes by without someone contacting me on someone to know just the villages, the names of the villages. Someone want to learn how to speak Loma. Someone to learn, the history of the Loma people. So we've done all that. So Primetime Sunday is that our primetime show where, again, is adherent to our core. Educate, elevate, and promote all things Liberia. In fact, when we started in 2017, that was the only show we're having on Sunday, Primetime Sunday, 6 o'clock. And since then, this is the show that started this network on Sunday 2017, and we've done politics, we've done everything. Sometimes we interview artists, and everything in between. That's Primetime Sunday every Sunday at 6.
We have another program here that is called Tough Talking Thursday. I think you can hear that. Tough Talking Thursday. So if you want to talk tough, maybe something just eating you up that is happening in the country. Tough Talking Thursday is that program where we bring individuals from different backgrounds to come and really, pour their heart out, how they feel on a particular topic. And when they come, we want them to talk tough. Don't come and be talking a baby, because this thing got to be serious for which you are coming on Tough Talking Thursday. So we always pick the issues that are hot, the issues that people look at and say, wow, is this actually happening? Can this actually be true? And so it is that program we put together so that people can call it out as it is. That is Tough Talking Thursday. And there's a very interesting thing about this program. We have a section that closes the program called the Tabata section. Now, Tabata in the Southeastern language is nonsense. We all know nonsense happen. In America, I don't want to use that word. They say it happens. And many of you here know what I'm talking about. So it is that program. Anybody can say, well, this thing here is Tabata, and we will call it out. The goal there is that until we call these things that are wrong about us, about our society, the behaviors in our community, until we call them out as they are, we must still think that they are okay to do. That is Tough Talking Thursday. And Dennis is the host of that program. And sometimes I jump in to make some noise there. All right. A lot of Dennis is satisfied with what I said, so we'll make progress here. So the other program we have here is called the Labyrinth Dream with Leo Johnson. Mr. Leo Johnson is an outstanding Liberian and a leader. He is the president of the Liberian Association in Canada, and he has a show here called The Liberian Dream. Leo is saying we are chasing an American dream. Where is our Liberian dream? When will we start chasing our Liberian dream? When will we create our own Liberian dream? Is there even a Liberian dream? Leo wants to look in us as a people and find who we are and find our dream, talk our dream, promote our dream, and with that mind of looking at who we are and where we need to go, and that there is a Liberian dream. Leo think that until we do that, we will still be dragging our feet. So that is the Liberian dream, and Leo bring in controversial topics, and maybe Leo will be joining us later on during the broadcast. I'm sure he's listening right now. So that is the Liberian dream, and many of you might have listened to the Liberian dream before. And before Dennis come in, another program we have here is a debate. This is to our credit, and I can say it without any hesitation that Focus on Liberia is the only known Liberian platform that I know on the social media that hosts debate. And so everybody in the Liberian community knows that if it comes to debate, go to Focus on Liberia. And this is something that I and myself have been able to do very well to our credit for some time now. So if your organization is having an election, there's a debate, come to Focus on Liberia. Let's come and debate the issue, elevate and promote the discussion in our community. Dennis?
Every month we have one program that is on Sunday at 6 o'clock, alternate with the Primetime Sunday is what catch your heart. A lot of time, we bring about the topics, we set everything up, and then we invite people to come and talk. But this time we bring people and they are free to discuss whatever issue that is burning in their hearts that they want to share. So they bring up that issue and we all discuss it, and we call that what catch your heart, KETCH, because we don't want to lose sight and be grammatically correct and say what catches your heart. Then we are no longer Liberians. So we use that Liberian and say what catch your heart, and we spell that KETCH. What catch your heart is people love it. Sometimes I invite some people and they say, Dennis, I don't want to speak on anything because I'm not too knowledgeable on that. I want to come only for what catch your heart. And what catch your heart is one Sunday in a month.
All right, and we have another program called The Hour of Purpose. The Hour of Purpose is hosted by Pastor Patient Blay Ato. Usually it's in the morning, but Pastor Patient has been very busy and she's doing everything to resume that program. She's a pastor, so she comes in the morning when we are waking up to share the word of God. And to those of you listening to us, if you are of the Muslim faith and you also we have been making effort and asking around, we want somebody from the Muslim faith to also come and, be here in the morning, whatever time that will work. We can give you that opportunity to be able to talk to our Muslim community as well. This is a diverse platform. It is here for all Liberians. So at this time, we will move to a major segment of our broadcast here.
Just before we move there, we had other shows that they've been kind of laying low for a while now, and that show is Chemistry and Society. Dr. Saki Golafale, who eats, sleep, and drinks chemistry, used to be here every Saturday to Chemistry and Society. That show is on pause a little bit because of his school engagement, but anytime we can resume. But if you go into our previous shows, you will also see Chemistry and Society. Back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Dennis. And at this time, we have just shared with you all the programs and the hosts and the people involved with this program. We also have people we put in the category of contributors. These are analysts who come to really add to the discussion, and they are some way part of us. They are our contributors, they are analysts, and we want to use their time to recognize them as well. So to do so, Dennis will be doing that. And so Dennis, please get ready to go.
We want to thank all our analysts, people that come and contribute.
You know, just like CNN or just like any other big media platform, when there is an issue in the community, let's say we have COVID, we call our health analyst. Let's say we have educational issue, we have call our educational analyst. Most of the time we have politics, we call our political analysts, our policy analysts. So that we have people who come here and talk in depth. And that's what you get at Focus on Liberia. They will tell you, oh, this platform, you guys have the meat you discuss in depth. So we have this analyst. So let's roll them. And by the way, we want to say thank you. The first one here is Mrs. Abigail Tyler. She's our health contributor. She's our health analyst. And she runs her own platform called Healthy Living. But Abby is here every time we call upon us to discuss health matters. So Abby Tyler, we say, congratulations, our health analyst. And we have a certificate of appreciation. This is from Focus on Liberia. Our health analyst, Abby Tyler, thank you so much for being part of us. And your certificate is on its way. Next is our educational analyst. This is Mr. Cisse Goya. And by the way, Abby is a family nurse practitioner. We have an instructor here. This guy did engineering. He had a passion to teach, and he left the luxury, the big money in engineering, and went to teaching. Right now, he's a high school teacher in Minnesota. He's Mr. Cisse Goya. He's our education analyst. Anything education, we go to Cisse. Okay, Cisse, congratulations. We want to appreciate you. Focus on Liberia. Appreciate you for being our education analyst. Thank you so much. Next is Mr. Gabriel Carter. Mr. Gabriel right now is hosting the FOL marketplace. He is, want to congratulate you. This guy is a VP for operations in the financial industry. He's a very accomplished Liberian, Gabriel Tabuto Carter. We want to say congratulations and thank you so much as our business analyst. We appreciate you. Thank you for being with us. Next is our policy guru, Carl Family. Carl is our policy analyst right here on Focus on Liberia. She had an in-depth understanding of not just policy but history. She had worked in Liberia and had that experience. So, Carl, we say thank you so much for helping us here at Focus on Liberia as our public policy analyst. We appreciate you. Next is, you will hear me introduce him as the graduate of Waplo Institute, Mr. Mohammed Sharif. Mr. Mohammed Sharif is a political science guy. He's our political analyst here at Focus on Liberia. He works with the state right there in Pennsylvania. Mr. Mohammed Sharif, we say congratulations. We appreciate you as our political analyst right here on Focus on Liberia. Next is our election expert, Mr. Josiah F. Jokai. Mr. Jokai was part of the Buakai campaign back in 2017. He also an election expert. He worked with the Election Commission also on the West African level. Mr. Jokai is our democracy analyst. So anything that has to do with election, we call on Jokai to give us the meat. Josiah F. Jokai, congratulations, our election and democracy contributor. We appreciate you. We also want to congratulate our chief political analyst, Mr. Wilmer Cooney. He's a former president of ULA, a former police officer in Liberia. Also, he works with the city of Philadelphia. Mr. Cooney is our chief political analyst. Some call him the CDC Pape because he heavily leans on CDC, but he is very objective, he knows the issue. And this one guy, somebody will call me and say, where you get that Pape from? Even though I disagree with him, but I can't get tired listening to him. Mr. Wilmot Wetty Cooney is our chief political analyst. Mr. Cooney, we appreciate you. Congratulations and thank you for what you bring to the discussion here at Focus on Liberia. Last but not the least is Leo Napolu Johnson. Leo is the president of the Liberian Association in Canada. He he's been doing a lot of work in Liberia, right? It's just from there, he's building a $2 million public library, and he's carrying on other projects. He mentors young people, and he has a show here at Focus on Liberia called the Labyrinth Dream. So he has his own show. So we are collaborating. So Mr. Leo Napolu Johnson gets our certificate of partnership. Congratulations, Leo, and thank you for. And Leo tell us that a lot of people, because this guy is a bright young man, a lot of people approach him. He's doing his own live show. They say, come and do your show on our network. And Leo looked among all the shows, all the platforms, and he picked Focus on Liberia, came to us, asked us, and were able to enter a partnership agreement with Mr. Leo Napolu Johnson. I want to thank all of you here at Focus on Liberia for the time and effort you put in that attract people, that every day not a month passes by without us getting a call out of someone telling us, suggesting a program that we can do on Focus on Liberia, or asking for partnership or some sort to help us or to add to what we do here to educate, to elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Again, congratulations, our analysts, our contributors, and our partners.
Thank you so very much. At this time, we will be recognizing the people for whom we continue to do what we do here. That would be you, the viewers, those who watch Focus on Liberia, whether on YouTube, on Facebook, those of you who call to say, keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. We like your programs. It is about time for us to say a very, very big thank you to you, because if we are here and nobody here to watch, we will be weakened. We will not continue. But when we see you, we are energized. And that is the only reason Focus on Liberia has been able to clock 4 years and is celebrating its 4th year anniversary. We want to say thank you so very much for supporting us morally. And some of you who sometimes chip in, say, hey, I'm giving $50 for the program. I really like the program, so it can continue. We want to say thank you so very much for doing that. At this time, the phone line, we open it. We want you to call and tell us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing poorly. And if you have any suggestion as to how we can improve it, we will also appreciate it. Those of you who are writing comments, we will also take this time to read your comment, but we will also appreciate phone calls as well. Please, this is the time for you to tell us how we're doing, how we can do better, and what we're doing wrong, and how we can correct that. So the phone lines are open right now. I will get to Dennis to see whether we can start reading comments. Dennis?
Right. When we talk about supporting us and keep watching us, on social media, there are 3 or 4 ways you can do that. People are watching us, and so every time we are here, you are watching. We say thank you. There are some people, they watch and they give comments, whether they comments in favor of us, or they say, oh, Dennis, you too biased. Oh, Dennis, you too this. Or, I mean, you are not doing what you're supposed to do. All those comments, we appreciate your comments. So that's one way we can show that you support us. There are some too who will share the show. The show is going on, so you share in other groups, you share among your network, so that we have viewership. So if you go on Facebook, you will be named, you say top fan, because this Facebook will recognize that you're a fan because you've been watching, you've been sharing, and you've been commenting. So we like your comments. Some don't watch for Facebook at all. They watch it on YouTube and they keep commenting. We also appreciate that you want that to count. And there are some who call us individually and say, I watch you and this is what you're doing. And I remember from the very beginning, there's a friend of mine, we're all in Bannersville, called me and said, I mean, I watch all the program. I don't see anything on the young people. Everything is politics. So this thing you're doing, make sure that it's not all politics. Bring in the Liberian young people sometime, bring in kids, bring in and do something different. We get those kind of comments, and that's what keep us going. Please continue to do. And we pay for the stuff here. If you are doing a show like what we're doing, your Comcast internet, you got to put it up a little bit, else you will not be able to stream. So we spend money to boost our internet so that we will not have it freezing in the middle. So and that is coming from our own package for us to have higher internet speed. They also the software that we use, we pay for that. So, and our time, the resources. Take the literary hour, for instance. People that are coming to on a literary hour, and they have books that we have to review. Jackie and Prof dig in their own pockets and buy those books to read them and get more and be informed. The people that are coming to be interviewed, they are not sending us free books for us to interview them and promote their work. That is coming from our pocket. So if you're watching out, money we need money also. Even the Bible says money answers everything. So if you like us and want us to continue what we are doing and you want to support us, there are people who chip in sometimes, want to appreciate them. There's a Cash App number, there's Zelle. Please do not hesitate to call and say, let me give you some money for what you do so that you can keep doing it, because we have bigger dreams, we have bigger goals. Prof is telling us this thing, we got to put it in a book. So how do we get the 500 audio and videotape and be able to transcribe them into a book? How do we get a radio and TV station in Liberia that is going to cover the whole of West Africa, or at least starting with Central Monrovia? All that requires money. So you can call us, tell us what we're doing good, what we're doing poorly, what needs improvement, where we can concentrate more. We are open to hearing from you. The phone lines are set. But this time, as Anthony said, we'll go to some comments and see what you were saying. Share the show and keep bringing your comments. Keep making us, what you want to see. What is it that you want to see Focus on Liberia do? Please, don't sit there, do something.
Talking about don't sit there, do something. People are already doing something, and they are doing it through comment. Let's bring in this one, Mr. Jerome Gilman. He is the host of our program, On Point. He said, congratulations, FOL, great 4th anniversary. And we have Vincent. Vincent said, congratulations. Vincent said, congratulations. Let's hear from Williams, Fanny Williams. I hope I got it right. Happy anniversary. We have Christopher Wesley Nyalande. I hope I didn't crucify that. Said congratulations. Solomon Nas says congratulations. Alan Yankee, how can I get a copy? What copy are you talking about? We're talking about your book.
Yeah.
Can you say on Amazon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just say Foundational Works of Our Nation.
Our nation.
Yeah, then you will get a copy. Sandra writes, congratulations, family. You see, we got some family here. Dennis, we're getting some love. This is Focus on Liberia, telling you the Republic of Liberia, Foundational Words of Our Nation. Okay, it's on Amazon, and that is the name of the book. We have Flomo 8700 who watches us religiously on YouTube. He said, thank to Focus on Liberia for informing us with factual information about Liberia. Pastor Patient Blaze says, congratulations. She's an affiliate here who is the host of our program, The Hour of Purpose. Let's hear from Alan. Keep up the great work. Let's hear from Kevin Soko. Happy anniversary. Let's hear from Neil Brown. Yes, Liberia was one of the first African free states. Today, it is one of the least developed African countries in the West. Look at Rwanda. Yes, it had a war too, corrupting, greeted, bad, malice, LIB, that person writes. We have Frances C. Wilson. Congratulations, guy. Frances, we want to say thank you. Frances is a major contributor here, a supporter of Focus on Liberia, and she has also been able to contribute to us financially. Frances, we'd appreciate you for all you do. We are proud of you, Focus on Liberia. That is Sekou Keller, the host of Roundtable Africa, saying congratulations to us here. Congratulations to Focus on Liberia. That is from Ruben Wima. Sorry, folks, I'm terrible with names. Let's hear from Eugenia Ja. That is the wife of our CEO here, saying happy 4th anniversary, FOL. Teresa Bernard say happy anniversary. William Thomas Bernard King, the host of our program, FOL Marketplace. He said, watching and driving. Siata Thompson, congratulations, Focus on Liberia. Siata Thompson, by the way, is one of our top fans according to Facebook. And Facebook tells us all those things based on how often the person watches, how often they share, or how many times they do share. Let's hear from Val Kelly. Congratulations. This is Abby Tyler. Thanks, FOL. Honor to be a contributor. Abby Tyler, we actually value your contribution. Let's hear from Vincent. I'm proud of you guys, FOL. Good word, very disciplined and educated program. Thank you. Let's hear from Danny Doa Phillips. Congratulations, guys. Thank you for congratulating us. Chairman George Toto, congratulations. FOL Anthony can be too high on VP Bwaka on his analysis. And that is true. I can be very high on VP Bwaka. I can't argue that. All right, let's get George P. Van Brandt. Congratulations to Focus on Liberia, that person there. Then so far, these are all the comments I've captured so far. Let's see. Yeah, you can go ahead while I see. I check if we have some columns.
Yeah, we have no colors yet, but okay. We say congratulations to all of you for watching. Keep your dial set here at Focus on Liberia, where we educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Prof, you were smiling. What jumped out of you from the comments? It's time to respond to our comments.
No, actually, I saw this guy, Van Bram, okay. and I thought about, the ubiquitous A. Doris Banks Henrys. Mm-hmm. She had all these primary readers on Liberian history, and there was a guy called Jacob Vombro. Mm-hmm. I don't know which one of you ever, Jacob Vombro. And so that's I saw the name and I had to smile about it. I said, well, the thing about naming, that Jackie said that one, naming. One name you hear or see, and all of a sudden it kind of begins to have a replica. Yeah, George P. Van Bram, and so that's what I thought about and say, to see how these things come all the way from your background, all that kind of a thing. Yeah.
So, Dave, anything? Jackie, want to respond to our comments?
Gratitude is a virtue. I, appreciate all the comments, and at least, I there was this. I think I'm in some relationship. Yeah, that's I think a great grandmom or so. So she comes from somewhere. They said she will come with some the tobacco our people were using. The bark of the tree, certain barks of the tree. When she comes with it from maybe a visit elsewhere, and then she will go from one house to another. She will distribute it to people. So when she gave that, after 2-3 days, she will go from one house to another to those who she gave that bark of the tobacco or the tobacco something or whatever spice it was. She will go back to certain people and say, "Hey, madam, do you remember I gave you the bark of the tree a few days ago?" And you say, "Yes." Say, "Let me have it back." Then she will go to the next house and say, "Do you remember when I gave you that?" Say, "Yes, that's true." Say, "Well, you can keep it." She'll go to the next house and say, "Let me have my bark back." And then people will ask and say, "But why you give me this and you didn't, and you are requesting for it?" She said, "Yes, this is a very small town. Since I gave you this very precious spice or so, I haven't heard my name. You have not praised me. You haven't thanked me. So I'm coming back for it." So gratitude is a virtue. And when somebody does something, praise them. Thank them. That itself, is a reinforcement that can encourage them to do more.
Okay, so I don't blame that old grandmom who was going from house to house and collecting, you know, items.
All
So
right.
yes, thank you to all of you who expressed your gratitude, and we all thankful as well. All right, I think we are getting callers now. We have on the line Mr. Jimmy Eastman. Jimmy, go for it.
Hey, happy anniversary, Focus on Liberia. Personally, I took to Focus because of the variety of programs. You have some very educational. The literary hour is very educational. You delve into various aspects of our political arena as well, and because of that variety, so I think it's a wealth, and you're something. It's a refreshing program, a program that you can. It's not only about politics, and I want you to congratulate you guys to keep it up. If the flow is good. If I were to add any suggestion, and not a criticism, but I would say, the people from different backgrounds, the more people from different backgrounds you have there, you will enrich the conversation. Some people of common background have a slant in their thinking. So the more diverse your background is, the better the show will be. If I would add any other suggestion, but keep it up, and we will support you.
Thank you, Jimmy. Let me bring in Mr. Jerome Gilman. Mr. Gilman?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to call to add my voice to the great work that you all have done. And I will continue to say this. We tune in, and every time we tune in, we expect that you will be there, that somebody will be there. But we don't actually appreciate what happens behind the scenes to bring these shows on. Day in, day out, you have your family, you have your wives, your children, and you sacrifice them for us. We don't care what you go through. All we want is when we tune in, the show should be there. Whether you're doing it from Colorado, you're doing it from Atlanta, doing it from Germany, the sacrifice that it takes to run such an operation. I just don't want Liberians or our audience to take it as for granted because it is available. So doing, I want to encourage and admonish all, whether you are a fan or not, that it takes a lot of resources. The last time I was on, I think Mr. Jai needed a few hours with his family, and it was just difficult. He had to run the show while he was at his camp in the park. This thing is difficult to do, and to do it continuously 24/7, 4 years in a row. I want to believe you have built an institution. If it wasn't, it would have died in its infancy. So I want to thank you. I want to thank your wives, your children, those who loan you to us for the hours that we enjoy the show. I want to congratulate them. I want to recognize those families that suffered your love. So we want to say thank you, and hopefully Liberians will recognize that there's nothing for free, nothing for nothing. Whether it's $20 a month, $50 a month, once a year donation, that's fine. But we need to appreciate you not just by watching and saying, but we also need to dig a little deeper to make sure that you don't take bread from your children's mouths and your family's mouth to make us feel good. Congratulations, 4 years. It's a huge accomplishment. God bless you.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Gilman. We have another caller, Dennis, that is caller with phone number ending in 4513. Your name and where you're joining us from.
Can you hear me? This is Abby Tyler.
Oh, Abby, yes, we can hear you very loud and very clear. Go ahead, please.
I hope the noise in the background, kids are running around. I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate being, appreciated in this manner, public manner. I love talking about healthcare. I love giving back to my community. So I'm very honored to be part of your program. My main reason for calling was, I think one of your panelists, I hope I was saying it wrong, Mrs. Sayer, Jackie Sayer.
Yeah,
I
Jackie Sayer.
remember a couple of months. Yeah, I just want to tell her thank you because I just started doing. I was a nurse for a long time prior to becoming a nurse practitioner. And one time I was watching the show and she was talking something about women, women entering higher spaces. And I think she mentioned there the phrase that she said that really resonated with me for the longest time and still does. Is she said women should occupy your seat, and that was so powerful. I heard it in so many ways because I'm a student of Oprah and Maya Angelou and all that too. But coming from another Liberian person, which you said it, occupying your seat, like being a nurse practitioner where I work now, I'm like the provider there, the main provider there. And sometimes starting off new, being a novice in the different fields, you can get so afraid and too afraid to speak up and you get that, So when she said that, sometimes when I'm at work and I'm doubting myself, I sit there and I'm like, I said, you know what? I worked hard to get to where I am. I really did. I had a lot of support, emotional support from my friends and family and all that too. So why am I sitting here and crunching over and, having doubts about myself? Of course, having doubts is like, normal, not too, but I always remember I just afraid, occupying your seat and making yourself like, sit up straight. Let people know that where you are, you belong there. This is where you work so hard to be. So I just want to say thank you very much. So sometimes when, they show people different shows and all, and people are saying something and you're not picking up like literary review or whatever, but just the fact that you said that. Now, I don't know if that phrase originated with her, but I just want to tell her thank you very much. That really resonated with me, and I'm going to make sure that I put that somewhere on my wall in my office. So every time I look at that, I can sit up straight with my back up high, and people talk to me and look at me in the face and say, you know what, you work hard to be here, and you deserve to be here. Act like this. So thank you, Mrs. Sayer. Thank you very much.
All right.
Jackie, you want to respond before we get the next caller?
I'm so moved by that. Sometimes you say something and you think that people are not listening, but I always say that sometimes we women are our worst enemies because we kind of shrink when we're speaking. We either feel that even though we've accomplished so much and we have suffered so much to get where we are, we try to make other people feel comfortable by shrinking. And when I say occupy your seat, I too got it from Nelson Mandela, who said that African leaders, when they go to European countries and they're speaking to other leaders, they sit at the edge of their seat with their hands out like they're begging. But no, you have something to give too. You've gotten to where you are. You are also a leader. So you occupy your seat. And I tell that to the students as well, think of where you've been. Think of where you what you did to get where you are. Think of the mountains you've climbed. So occupy your seat. So I'm very glad that it has resonated with Abby, and I hope it resonates with us as Liberians. That yes, I see people writing that Liberia is not what it used to be and this and that, but we are Liberians. As the first Negro Republic, we have a place in this community of nations. So we should occupy our seats when we are speaking. Yeah. So thank you, Abby.
All right, Dennis, I think so far that's all the callers that we have. One thing I will let to remind our audience, in the scrolling text below, if you wish to contribute to Focus on Liberia to show us some love on this 4th anniversary, there are options there. We have our website. It's in the scrolling text there. You can go there and make any contribution you wish to make. We also have a Cash App, and talking about our Cash App, we receive a contribution of $150 from William Thomas Bernard King. He is part of us. He is the host of FOL Marketplace, but he said for this 4th anniversary of Focus on Liberia, he is contributing $150, and we just received that, and we want to say, William, thank you so very much for that contribution. And then it's important to say to you quickly that for the past 4 months, most of the broadcasts that you're listening to here, we have been sending them to Liberia to be aired on the radio. We have had that deal with Heart FM. I think is 109.7 if I'm not mistaken. So we have been paying $200 every month to air all the shows that we send there 3 times a month. I mean 3 times a week. So we're paying $200. We have been paying $200. Well, we have to suspend it because for the most part the contribution has been coming from us, the staff here, including our board of advisors. And so any contribution that you make will help us to continue these informative broadcasts in Liberia so that folks who listen to the radio will also have the opportunity to enjoy the programs that you enjoy. Thank you.
We have one more. We have one more caller. Go ahead, Jackie.
No, I was going to make a suggestion.
Let me say thanks to the FOL family, to celebrate this milestone. I can recall a few years ago when Dennis added the show, how he was struggling for the beginning. Later on, he worked very hard and elevated the show to another level. It's attracting a lot of participants. And today we can see the reality. At that time, he was saying, let me quit. I'm not getting the support or not getting the audience I need. But he was persistent in doing what he needed to do to bring the information to the Liberian community. And I want to say thank you most especially to Dennis and the rest of the team. The one good thing I like about the show as all compared to other Liberia or diaspora community program, the show had diverse program, especially the one with Professor Dagbe and Jackie about the literature aspect of it. I really like that, and even the one from Leo, and also those guys that can come on the West African aspect to talk about news across Africa. These are some of the things that elevate the show to a different level, and we hope that going forward we all will join and want to put our resources in to make it the way it to be, where it can reach a greater Liberian in the diaspora and also back home. So let me say thanks to the team for the good work as you celebrate your 4th anniversary.
Thank you, Mr. Toto. Thank you so much. Jackie, you were saying something, and then we have some comments here.
Oh no, I was making a suggestion that I see that James Sadie was talking about sending the broadcast to Liberia, and Dennis answered that. But one thing we could do, and this is a suggestion to those who are listening, is that if you would like to contribute towards sending it to Liberia, Mr. Sadie. So if you send it and the funding is for a month, they will always say focus on Liberia, as brought to you by the donations of James Sadie. So we can honor you that way. So think about donating if you want the broadcast to go to Liberia. That's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Jackie. And James, yes, as Anthony said, we've been doing that, but the time came that we can no longer afford with because of other priorities. So just as Jackie is suggesting, if you are interested, we have a very good deal with this station that we are paying only $200 for them to carry 3 shows every week. And those $200, besides that, sometimes we have to chip into the young man to get a phone card or to get something done. So for just $200, we can have our show air on Hot FM 107.9 and have this 3 times a week. So that's an opportunity. We also have we're devising other ways in which you can help. We have our Cash App number. We have Zelle
website,
and we also have our website, focusonliberia.net. One more question here is for you. Where can I get a copy of The African Child, Been Looking Forever? Jackie, I think you were talking about it last week.
You mean Kamara Lay, The African Child?
Yeah, Kamara Lay. Is it available?
Yeah, I think so. I think on Amazon it's available, and sometimes when you go there, there are others who are selling used copies. Yeah, so I think so. Yeah.
All right. Then there's another thing I want to say. Advertisement to our audience. Another way you can support what we do here, if you are a business owner, you have your little business, we have so many ways that we can help to advertise your business. If you have a restaurant, if you send us your flyer, we will display it and tell our viewers that there's this restaurant in this place and how good your food. For little or nothing, we can advertise your restaurant, whatever business you have. We do advertisement here for practically nothing. And if you don't have a flyer, we have the ability to design your flyer, your flyer to your pleasing or liking, and then we will advertise it. Now, if you want video, we also have the ability to create a video ad for you and advertise whatever business that you are doing. So if you are in a labyrinth, you may not have a business, you may know somebody that have a business. Tell the person, hey, Focus on Liberia can advertise your business for you for practically nothing. So that is another way you can support what we do here. And the Labyrinth organizations, if you're having debate, you're having a convention, you want us to cover it, call us. We will cover it. We'll take you live. You don't have to do it yourself. You got to focus on the planning. The political parties, that's my area. You having a convention, call me. I will come and cover it. I will ask your political leader those questions. If you're afraid of me, you want to say you draw your own question, I will ask your questions. But mind you now, I'll do a follow-up though. So that's a little caveat there. So that is another way you can contribute and support what we do here. And overall, we are telling the Labyrinth story, and that is the way to go. Dennis?
And let's say it's your anniversary. Then you want to wish your significant other happy anniversary. Send out the information for just little bit. We can share that with you. These are just ways that you can support us. It could be a birthday greetings, graduation, and you want to just extend greetings to your family and loved one. Please don't hesitate to call us out. Focus on Liberia@gmail.com, or you go on our Facebook page, on our website, and just drop us a line, and we will definitely do that. So that as you give us a little $5 or $10, we are able to give you service. Our videos are here and also on YouTube forever. So you have this lifetime advertisement when you advertise with us.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this question there. Are you thinking of selling shares or moving toward corporate institution? Those are all in the works. But currently we are not at the place of selling shares, but we are doing other things and we are moving gradually into those areas. But for now, we are not there yet. But that's something that we can also look at.
All right, Dennis, I think we got it all nailed down so far, and we couldn't be so happy to have had audience following what we do, and we really want to say thank you to those who commented, those who called, and congratulating us on our anniversary. We want to say thank you. At this time, we will go to our board of advisors who are here for remarks, and then we will be taking leave of all of you. So we'll start with Mr. Dave Ja. Dave, what remarks do you have for us?
I think we have said it all. I just want to thank all of you. Thank the audience, thank my fellow board members for their hard work, their contribution, and thank the Liberian people that we all still need to work together despite our differences. You can disagree with someone and still work with them. Just make sure that you work on the levels of agreement. We all can agree. We can love each other. It's not possible to love everybody, but at least you can respect someone and have a point of agreement. Sometimes most of our dialogues, our association, they are based on those that we agree with, but it's not possible that we agree with someone on every level. but the little areas that we have in common, the common interests we have, let's promote that. Let's work towards improving that area, and hopefully Liberia will be a far better place. Liberia has a lot of talent outside of the country. Um, we need some mobilization, some encouragement from government, from private people, so that Liberians can have their full contribution to their nation. So again, thank you, and I wish you joyous anniversary. We hope within the next 4 years we would also celebrating other anniversaries of FOL. Thank you again, thank you, and let's remain blessed.
Thank you. Jackie, you're on mute.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was Voltaire who said that, I mean, I agree with what you say, but I would defend to death your right to say it. So I think that the platform, we need balance. We need civil debate, and I think we are having that. We're having civil discussions on this show. I want to thank everybody who joins in every day to listen, to focus on Liberia, whether it's the hour of politics, on point, literary hour, or whatever other show there is on. We thank you again for being with us for 4 years. We ask your prayers, your blessings, and your support. And we thank you, Dennis and Anthony and the team, for always being there when we have questions. And we say, let's just continue the good work. Prof?
That's good. That's good. Okay. Again, I challenge all of us to live up to the 5 C's that I outlined earlier on. We should not seize the moment to create. Creating a lot of things that hopefully are positive will draw more people to us. Let us not lose sight of always connecting with one another. Connecting with one another is very much important. It makes the work easier, which brings in this whole idea of always collaborating, cooperating, and all those should be able to help. And again, as if what was said earlier is not enough, we should have a sense of community. People have said that when you work as a family, and there is fire that has been created in that family, let people just see the smoke rising, but they should not see the fire blazing. Because if the fire blazes, obviously everything will fall asunder. And the last C is to keep a sense of purpose, which is to remain what? Circumspect. Always looking at both sides, always looking at the top and the bottom of things, keeping a focus. That's what it all is. So connectivity, creativity, collaboration, community, and being circumspect. I just hope that we should not look only towards 4 years, but a quadruple of the 4 years. This, I always say that this, I've fallen in love with this little group, and anything to kind of cast a stigma or what have you, I hope and pray that nothing of that nature ever happens. I know that when people are together, little airborne is always here and there, but it should never get to the point of disintegrating things. I love you all, and I pray that God will continue to bless us all, not only the team, but Liberia, so that Liberia will come out of the ashes, and one fine day we have something meaningful. And probably that will help us look back and say, well, look, there were people here and there that helped drive this national conversation, and focus on Liberia will be part of that long list of people who made Liberia to shine. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Kev Moses Namwe. You have been such a unique guardian to us. If we have any mirror here, you are the mirror. We'll probably be okay if I say it this way. You know, I mean, it's an opportunity. It's a blessing that we really cherish, and we can assure you will not abuse it. Others don't have that. Yeah. So for me, I want to say thanks to our viewers. I want people to criticize me. That's the only help I'm asking. And let me know when you are criticizing me. Tell me what I'm doing. If I'm yelling, tell me. Find time. Even if you don't like me, tell me, say, Anthony, I don't like you, but you're doing a show. You're yelling too much, so I can calm down. I need that help from you. Like George today, say you're too harsh on the paper. But sometimes your criticism, I will disagree. I may agree that yes, you are right. Maybe I will not stop, or maybe I will stop. But actually, that's the only help I ask, and I would definitely appreciate that. Again, keep tuning into Focus on Liberia as we continue to educate, elevate, and promoting all things Liberia.
And I want to thank all of you for being here, being such a supportive cast, talking about team. And Dr. Sawyer once said, Liberia is a mosaic. That picture, if you take one part, is not complete. So this is a mosaic. We complement each other. There are things that, you want. And then when I call on Jackie is there, when I call on Asuni or Prof or Dave, or even people outside that are not here, we have our analysts, and sometimes, the shows that we have, the topics, sometimes some of these things are not coming from us. We ask other people, what do you think about this? And we are able to put things together. It is very easy to be on the front and take all the credit, but I turn around and say to all of you, those on camera, those who don't come, those who've been with us from the very beginning, this is not profit, nobody's getting paid. So sometimes you will take a break. We say, thank you so much. We see the Danielle has not been with us for some time. Danielle Knuckles, that's a very valuable addition. Our chief administrative officer, she started teaching and now she's kind of busy. Middle school is no joke. And so we have people like that. Stephanie Setro has not been with us for some time now as well. So all these people that are in the background keep advising us. There's this one big brother, as I call him. I said, but I don't hear from you. He said, you're not hear from me because you are doing well. Anytime you go wrong, you will hear from me. That's why. But don't think I'm not watching. And I'm very proud that people that you think never watch the show. And sometimes they call you and they are giving you all the rundown, like they've been watching from day one. So we appreciate all of that. As Anthony said, criticize us. We want to particularly challenge Liberians. Let us promote that which is good. We have a country where we always talk about institutions. Let's have institutions. But then if we have institutions, we don't support those institutions. There are people, our headquarters right here in Atlanta, and you are having a convention in Atlanta, and you have FOL. I mean, what's wrong with calling us to say, okay, we have a debate, come and head it, or just come and be the MC, or just be an observer, be part of it, because you want to promote institutions that way. But we who criticize the country for not supporting institutions, we too will keep the cards to our chest. When we are doing something, we say, oh no, you can't do it. If I call FOL or if I call this meeting, I will be promoting them. So I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it myself. We don't see it here. We see we see our national debate, presidential debate, being hosted by Fox News, for instance, and we don't find problem with it. But then time for you to have a debate on FOL, you say, I'm doing this, and Dennis is from Sino County, I'm from Lofa, maybe it was, those kind of pettiness. So if we Liberians want to see institutions grow, if you want to see the little mom and pop or African store restaurant in your area, go there and eat sometime, even if the food doesn't taste all that good. Maybe by that little contribution, it can make their menu gets better. So whatever you see, the way to support these things is send business our way. Call us, even if you don't, have money to give us. Call us to cover. Maybe even it can be your anniversary, and say, hey, my wife and I, we got married 25 years ago. Now we just want to have a sit down. Somebody ask our question so we can reflect. That in itself will promote us. It will make other people to like, or just share the show, share with somebody, and give us some constructive criticism that will help us in a long way. Again, we thank you so much. Or you can connect us. Sometimes we have to get people in Liberia to interview, for instance. They make us and they shake us. And some people will say, well, I'm not coming on this station because of X, Y, and Z reason. Or some people just have not heard about us. Anything you can do to promote, to help us, please do that. If you can connect us with people, please do that. If you can connect us with any institution, please do that. But don't forget to throw business our way, because that's the only way we're going to grow. If you're having the legislative presidential elections in Liberia, there are no debates. What make you think we can have it here? So this is the direction we are looking. And then we ask all of you for your help above all. Keep watching, focus on Liberia, where we educate, we promote all things Liberia. And normally we always say this, that we never close a broadcast without saying that we are all Liberians. That's one thing that should unite all of us. We can have our differences. We have 16 or more ethnic groups. We have people right now, because of the war, we have Liberians who have been living, for instance, in Ghana for so long, and they are coming back. When they're coming back, you may call them Ghanaian Liberians or whatever you may call them, but they have formed a different group now. We have to still know our differences and still tolerate and live with one another, and also being able to do things together, because at the end of the day, we are all Liberians, and that's what matters. And that's why we continue to hone in that message, that whether you support this political party or that political party, whether you are coming from this part of the country, whether you are able to speak your native language or not, whether you speak only English, whether you have a native middle name or Kui middle name, we are all Liberians. And every time we go to bed, let's find a way to make Liberia the glorious land of liberty. Good night. Thanks for supporting us, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
We are Labyrinth.